superintendent of Clinton School District, the message we'd like to get out through this video is not the fact that our school is an old, decrepit, rundown building, but one that we have a lot of, we see a lot of good qualities in. The thing that we do see is the building has aged considerably. The first part of the building being built in the early 40s, and it's our job to look into the future and see where we're going to be in 10, 12, 15 years from now, and we feel this video will do a good job of telling our story. We have a building that is becoming increasingly short of space for the number of students we have, and of course with the age of the building now, the wiring, the fire codes, the heating system, all of that is getting to the point where it's becoming a maintenance nightmare. We are faced with maintenance costs now that are really strapping our budget, and we feel it's in the best interest of all of our patrons that we take a hard look at what we need to do with our facility. I think you'll see in this video some real fine points about our building, and also see some things that really do need some work. And I guess last but not least, we're not looking at eliminating this entire facility. We certainly have many uses for various parts of the building, but we are very serious about doing a good job of planning our future in the district, and we feel we best serve our public by doing a thorough job of looking ahead and getting ready for those times.
We would like to just let you know the workspaces that we work in most often are the hallways, the hallway up by the front office, and the workroom where the copier and the paper cutting machine and the laminator are. My thought is that when we're in the hallways working with students working on makeup work or assisting them with a specific project they have, it's quite often interrupted. It would be nice to have a space where parent volunteers could work with students without interruption. A nice quiet room. Also, the workroom often has several people in it using the different machines at the same time. And my experience is that often my papers get moved, mixed up, and it takes me a little bit longer to get it all sorted back out, put back in the order I need it. It's a cramped space. It's very difficult when more than one or two people are in that space at the same time. We come and do this for the teachers to help them have their work prepared so that they can spend more time with the students rather than doing copying and cutting, that sort of thing. So I think that parent volunteers are important and have a big job that can be done, but a lot of times that isn't utilized because there's not a space for parent volunteers to work in.
I manage the lunch program. I guess that by looking at the video you can probably see it's pretty self-explanatory how limited our space is in the kitchen. At times we have no space to put anything. The children come through and it's kind of a rush to get them through, and we're kind of all jammed in there, and I guess the video would show that. So you have a better explanation of what our serving lines are like on the video.
Our classrooms aren't big enough. Our band room, when we do rehearsals with both bands, we don't have enough room, so we have to put out in the gym, and it's a lot noisier for all the classes. And we have to go from the school to the art room, and during the winter it gets really cold, and the heat doesn't always on in there.
I think we need a new band room because it is too small, and when all the band students get in there, it's too crowded. And we can't move our instruments without messing up or hitting someone. Me, as a trombone player, I cannot slide my slide without hitting someone in the back of the head or without hitting them or messing up. And when we all get in there, it's just too crowded, and we need more space out there so we can play better.
We certainly are in desperate need of a multi-purpose room to use when the cafeteria is being used and when PE is being used. And we're also in desperate need of modification of the bathroom facilities, more of them or something of that nature, so that we don't have the little kids in the middle grades and the upper grades coming in contact with one another. It causes a lot of discipline problems and a lot of other problems.
Our PE program is drastically hindered with our present-day facility. We have a small gym to start with non-folding bleachers, the stage, and the milk cooler that takes up some of the area to begin with. It creates hazard and a small area. The walls in our gym are not usable as they face into classrooms or have opening doors in them. And so our space is really limited. PE schedules have to be altered around the lunch and breakfast programs as they use the gym along with us. And so schedules sometimes become a little problem. Locker rooms and showers. The locker rooms are small and pretty inadequate for our larger kids that use them. We have no shower facilities that we use because they're antiquated, they're small, and they're also used for storage now. Our PE equipment is kind of scattered around the school. We don't have storage for a lot of our bigger materials, and so therefore they're not readily available to use when needed or when you want them. And so it would be nice if we had a new PE facility.
I think that we need to do something about finding another way to have an art room that's attached to the building instead of having to go out to the art room now. The art room right now is a converted garage, and it doesn't have very much space in it, and sometimes the classes have 30 students in it, and it makes it hard to not have enough room for them to do their projects, and also makes sometimes discipline problems. The kids don't like to go out there to the art room when it's snowing. They want to wear their coats out there, but there's no place for them to put their coats when they're out there because there's not enough room. So that causes some other problems. And it would be better if we could do something so that we wouldn't have to go out there and we had more space for the children. Sometimes when they're working on a project, their papers will have to overlap so that they can do it. And sometimes that causes problems with kids because then one person will bump into another person's papers, and that doesn't make for a happy situation.
I was going to school back in the 50s. I graduated from this school. I've seen how it's developed over the years. I spent my younger days peeling potatoes in the kitchen there. It was a 4-room school plus a gym and the kitchen when I was here. And I've seen how the school has changed over the years. I wasn't here when the additions were put on, but now that I've had a chance to examine it over the years, we've got a big dinosaur here. It's very inefficient in energy. Our boiler is over 25 years of age. It has in dire need of repairs. It's going to have to be replaced. The cost is getting to the point where it's inefficient. It's costing us a bundle to run it. That old section over there is all steam heat, and there's all kinds of problems underneath there. We just got a real problem. We've got some real expenses down the road, so in my opinion we'd be better off to start a new section and build it energy efficient and be able to maintain it that way. The school has served its purpose well, but it was built in the 40s, I think in 1942. And it's showing its wear and tear. We've got a lot of piping underneath that's heavily corroded, and it's going to have to be replaced. So right now we're putting Band-Aids on the artery, and one of these days we're going to end up with a real problem. So we're doing our best to try to keep her going, but you can only go so far with the amount of time and the amount of money we've got to spend. So if we get into energy efficiency, it will pay for itself in the long run. So other than that, enjoy working here, and that's all I got to say.
I think the locker rooms are too small. We need a little bit more space in there because my class is one of the smaller ones, and we sometimes have trouble. We have not enough space to dress out and not enough room to dress out, and we need new lockers in the locker rooms as well. And also, I'd like to talk about the drip and the skylight in the gym. When we're playing basketball or anything for games, we just hold up the game sometimes to clean up the drips on the floor.
In the locker room, we need more space in there, and we also need more space in the Chapter 1 area because it's too crowded. We get interfering with the other Chapter 1 classes.
Our kindergarten classroom is located off of the gym, so we get a lot of gym noise in the classroom, which makes it difficult to tell whether it's being noisy in our classroom or if it's noise outside our classroom that's disturbing us. It tends to make the children become more boisterous because they have to talk louder to be heard and understand, and I have to talk louder to be heard and understand. The location of our classroom just is not the most optimal for a kindergarten classroom. It would be nice to be located near bathrooms and that the children don't have to go across the building to get to. And the noise level in the classroom is quite distracting a good deal of the time.
I guess I have two things that I would like to mention. One of them is the classroom that is off the gym. Right now it's the kindergarten classroom. I spent 6 years in that classroom, and I was really glad when I was able to get out of that classroom. It's very noisy. It's a beautiful room. It's carpeted and it looks cheery. It also gets very hot in there. So in the springtime and in the fall, when you want to open the door to let a breeze come in, you can't, because kids are in the gym and balls can fly in the gym, so it's just an unsuitable classroom. The other thing that I would like to mention, since Dave was given that classroom on the stage and the kindergarten is now using that classroom off the gym, we lost a teacher's lounge. That is an important factor for us as teachers. We used to have the teacher's lounge on the stage. It was a big room. We had all our equipment in there for duplicating and for many other things that we needed to do in the classroom. Plus now we don't have any place to eat our lunch. We eat it separately. Right now I've offered my classroom this year, since I don't have any students coming into my classroom at our lunchtime, I've offered my classroom for us to eat lunch, so we're able to do that. Without that room for teachers to be in, we have no place to meet together, to share ideas, to discuss what's going on in the classroom. Sometimes we don't even see each other for a week or so at a time, and sometimes that interaction is real important.
What I like about Clinton School is you always have something to do, and my favorite class is computer room. I like the computer lab because we have a lot of programs on our computer like PC Globe and Body Illustrated. The school is one of my favorite places to be. I consider the teachers my friends. The school is like a second home to me.
All right. Right now I'm in a classroom that I've been in for a number of years. Previous to this year I taught 3rd grade. I have 5th graders in the same room with about the same number of students that I had last year. Even though I'm in the same classroom, it seems more crowded this year, and I guess that makes sense since bigger bodies on 5th graders take up more space than a 3rd grader. Many of the activities and projects that I'd like to do with my students require room to spread out. It's really difficult finding that space. It seems like we're always bumping into each other. I would really like to set up some interest centers in the room where students could do activities and make projects about topics that interest them. However, I simply don't have the room.
I think that we need new desks because some of us are shorter or taller than other people, and in some of our classes we have sitting arrangements, and it's a big problem when you're sitting in a desk that's really low to the ground and you're like 5'7".
Also, our library here can use a bigger place. It's pretty small. I think that with some creative thinking, maybe we could do something about that too.
We've got so many books, and she's even started discarding some of the books. Well, we need bigger ones. all the books in there there's just tons of them. We're discarding like all the magazines. There's a whole bunch of them. The books on the shelves. And when she was in, the camera person was in there, it was all crowded and there was only 7 or 12 people of us in there. Imagine what 30 and more little second graders are going to feel like.
I think we need a new bathroom in the junior high, because up in the elementaries, when the 7th and 8th graders use it, it gets too crowded. We can't move around, and then when we all get in there, we're so crowded that we're like back to back or shoulder to shoulder. And bigger kids spend more time in there, and I think we just need a new bathroom in the junior high.
Our art room, it's basically a garage about the size of a large bathroom that has 6 tables in it, not including all the art supplies we need, and it's just so crowded in there that it just gets unbearable. The bathrooms are another problem. We have no bathrooms down the junior high wing, and we need some down here. Takes us about 2 minutes to walk up to the bathrooms where we do our business, and the music room is tiny. When we go to band, we have about 30 people in band, and it's packed to where it gets really, really hot, and you sweat, and you elbow the person next to you, and it's just kind of bad.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this little video we put together of our school. We appreciate all the work that has gone into it, but not only by our filmer from the university, Mandy Halverson, but also all the input from staff and students along the way. If this video creates any questions in your mind or things you want to take a further look at, we would sure welcome your call or visit by the school. We think we have a wonderful school building here and a very supportive community, and we look forward to that relationship continuing. Again, this video is one that we think tells our true story. A lot of time was spent here trying to get that accurate picture for you, and we think there's lots of good things yet that can happen in this particular facility. But we do feel also in making this video, we need to prepare all of you that have seen this to look into the future and see how we can better prepare for those young people that are yet to be born and will be coming into our system in the years ahead. Thank you for watching.